go to discuss about mining and industry. So in that Parliament passed the Mines and Mineral Development Regulation Amendment Bill that was in 2023. So it will amend the Mines and Mineral Development Regulation Bill Act that was 1957, and it was comprehensively amended in 2015. So before that it was in 1957. Now it was amended 2015 and brings several reform in the mineral sector such as establishing the District Mineral Foundation, National Mineral Exploration Trust. So the act was further amended in 2020 and 21, removing the distinction between captive and mercantile mines and removing the restriction on the transfer of mineral. So key is the introduction of the exploration license for deep-seated and the critical mineral. So first is license. So license to undertake the reconnaissance and prospecting operation for critical and deep-seated mineral. So they are the deep-seated minerals. Okay, and in that licensing is provided here, and auction, the exploration license will be granted through an auction for the mineral specified in the 7th schedule. So in the 7th schedule there was a specified exploration was given. The 7th schedule is contained the 29 mineral. This is lithium, copper bearing, potash and zinc bearing mineral. Validity is for the 5 years. So validity is given, there is a 5 year. Now request for an extensive up to 2 year can be applied to the state government. So mining lease, the block explored by the license would be auctioned for the mining within the prescribed timeline. The exploration agency shall be entitled to the share in the auction premium. So omitted mineral, first is the beryl and other beryllium hearing mineral. Next is lithium and niobium, titanium and tantalum and the zirconium. So omission of the mineral from the list of 12 atomic minerals specified part B in the first schedule. In the first schedule, part B, and these minerals have a various application in industry, electronics, communication and critical net zero emission. What is important thing? Net zero emission. Okay. So opening to the private sector, the inclusion of mineral in the list of the atomic mineral, they are the mining and the exploration of the government. Upon the removing these mineral from the state list, exploration of mining of this mineral will also be opened for the private sector. So in the private sector is also exploration will be allowed. Empowering the central government to exclusively auction mineral for the critical minerals. So empower the central government. Central government will be empowered for the exclusively auctioning the mineral, for the auctioning of the mineral. Okay, and the role of the central government, the amendment empowered the central government to exclusively auction mining and composite license for certain critical mineral. And first schedule was given in that group fertilizer mineral and the minerals being removed from the list. Okay, so role of the state government is also there. State government and the central government both have conduct the auction. The mining lease or the composite license for these mineral to the successful bidder will only be granted by the state government. So state government is going to grant the license, like composite license for this mineral. If you are going to take the composite license for the auctioning, so for the auctioning composite license are also there. Okay, now government, the auction premium and the other statutory payments shall be continued to be received by the state government. The state government is going to receive the statutory payment. Okay, now what are the critical mineral? So economical importance and supply risk are there. First is disruption potential, substitutability index, GVA multiplier score and the cross cutting index. Government weighted mineral construction, end of life recycling rates, import reliance and the self sufficiency and the substitutability index. These indexes are related to the minerals. These are related to the minerals. Okay. So recently, Ministry of the Mine, it's a first ever report of the critical mineral of for India. Ministry of Mine has constituted the committee for the identification of the critical and strategic minerals, and these minerals are 17 rare earth elements and 6 platinum group elements are there. 15 lanthanides atomic, which is lanthanum, and that is scandium and yttrium. These are also there. Okay, so the critically of ability of the mineral is judged mainly by the two parameters. So list will be served as the guiding framework for the policy formulation, strategic planning, investment and decision making. Critical minerals are the elements that are the building block for the essential modern day technology, and risk of supply chain will be reduced. So there is the antimony, beryllium, bismuth, cobalt, and copper. These are the critical minerals. So there is the antimony, beryllium, bismuth, cobalt, and copper. For India, major import source include the cobalt, lithium, and the nickel. So what are there? First is cobalt, then is lithium, and then are nickel. Okay, and these minerals are now used everywhere, from making the mobile phone, computer batteries, and based on their individual needs and different countries. Okay, so India and Australia, they are going to take the initiative for critical minerals. So to build the supply chain and the critical mineral processed in Australia, Mineral Security Partnership, that is India joined the Mineral Security Partnership, US led collaboration. So mineral and the security partnership, this partnership is based on the collaboration of 14 countries aim to catalyze the public and private investment in the critical mineral supply chain resilience initiative, that is India, Japan, and Australia. They are enhancing the supply chain resilience. Okay, so there is a supply chain and resilience, and resilience is also there. Okay, so this resilience are supply chain in the Indo-Pacific region, and that is in the Indo-Pacific region. Okay, so this is the supply chain resilience. Now next is Offshore Area Mineral Development and Regulation Amendment Act 2023. So you know about the offshore area. Offshore area minerals are the Development and Regulation Act that is received assent from the President. The Act has amended the offshore area, and that is developed and regulation of the resources for territorial water, continental shelf, and the exclusive economical zone. So what are the offshore areas? First of all, we need to know about that. So first is the territorial water. First is the territorial water area. Second was the continental continental and the shelf area. And third one is exclusive economical zone. Another maritime zones are also included in that, and maritime zone. Okay, so offshore mining is the process of retrieving mineral deposit from the deep sea depth of the 200 meter. So in the depth of the 200 meter, that is the offshore area. Okay, and now offshore area mineral development regulation, that was in 2002, and offshore area mineral development and regulation amendment act, that was in 2023. Two amendments are there. So different license for the reconnaissance and exploration, composite license for the granting rights for exploration and production lease under the company's license will be 50 year, providing two types of the operating rights for the private sector and competitive bidding. Allow the administration authority to grant a composite license. So there will be a administrative authority. It will going to give the license for the composite license or production of the lease to the government company. Now next one is Offshore Area Mineral Development Regulation Act. Different license will be provided. Production lease जो है यहाँ पर 30 years है. In 2002 that production lease is granted is a period of 30 years. But presently in 2023 this is granted as for the 50 year. And providing for the grant of concessions through the administrative allocation, and there is this competitive bidding. Presently we can go for competitive bidding, but before that there was the administrative allocations. Allow the government to reserve offshore area that are not held under the operating rights. So offshore area is reserved as per the government, and there is the administrative authority to grant the composite license or the production lease for the government or the company. That is in 2023. So mining of the atomic mineral, that is exploration, production, composite license will be granted. An offshore area mineral trust is also established for public account in India. You know about the public account? That is also a account which comes with the Consolidated Fund of India. So this account is also included the offshore area mineral trust. Fund will be used for specific purpose, including the exploration in the offshore area. Okay. Next is the National Geoscience Data Repository Portal. So this portal is under the Ministry of Mine, and this is created for the National Mineral Exploration Policy 2016, and geological, geochemical, and geophysical and mineral exploration data in the public domain for the digital geospatial platform. The Geological Survey of India given the responsibility. So Geological Survey of India given the responsibility for the geological, geochemical and geophysical mineral exploration. So it aimed to the accelerating the exploration activities so the enhance the participation of the private sector. Okay, that is the National Geoscience Data Repository portal. And auctioning, identifying the exploration blocks and revenue sharing basis, creation of the baseline geoscientific data and map the entire country with low altitude and close with the space flight. So there is Geological Survey of India in the 1851, Ministry of Mine. It is under the Ministry of Mine, Geological Survey of India. Creation and updation of the National Geological Data and Minerals and Airborne Marine Survey. And regional office are Lucknow, Jaipur, Nagpur, Hyderabad. Special Economical Zone. And recently, Ministry of Commerce and Industry they are notifying the Special Economical Zone area rules in 2023, exercising for under the Section 55 of the SAGE Act, and they are under the SAGE Act 2005. Okay, so this amendment was amended in 2006. So first SAGE Act was came in 2006, and presently it amended in 2000. That was in 2005. Then it was amended in 2006, and the center has amended this rule for the demarcation of the built-up area and the information technology or information technology enabled services. SAGE as a non-process area and subject to conducting condition including the repayment tax concession. So this area is very important for the trade and development and trade of goods and services because this provided the tax concession. So in the SAGE area there is a trade concessions, and the processing area of the sage is for the manufacturing of goods or rendering the services. Non-processing area is the supporting infra. So demarcation of non-processing area shall not be allowed. It is a result of decreasing processing area. So the business engaged in the non-processing area shall not be availed any right or the facility. Sage is a specifying delineated duty-free enclave. It is a duty-free enclave, and that is deemed to be the foreign territory for trade operations and the duty tariff. And this is for the trade operations and the duties and tariff. Okay, so this area is for the duty free enclaves. Okay, so see this objective, generation of the additional economical activity, promotion of the export of the goods and service, promotion of the investment for domestic and the foreign markets, creating employment opportunity, developing infra. So any private, public, joint sector, state government of an agency set up the SAGE. Okay, SAGE is established in the several countries like China, India, Jordan, Poland, Kazakhstan. SAGE Act enacted followed by the SAGE rules in 2006. And SAGE covered a broad range of the zone type, including the export economical zone, free zones, industrial estate, free trade zones, and the free ports and the urban enterprises zones. So these all zones are comes under the SAGE. So 276 SAGE are there operating in India. An export from the SAGE stood like 155 billion. These included the 61 billion of the goods and services. Okay, so duty free import will be provided, procurement of the goods for the development, operation, and maintenance, and central sale tax and service tax, state sale tax, service tax will not be given, like they are also free. And other levies, if exempted by the respective state government, supply to stage is the zero rated under the IGST. It's a zero rated under the IGST 2017, and single window clearance also. So what are initiative in the SAGE? First is duty free import and export, whatever you can do here. Exemption from the central sale tax, service tax, and the state sale tax, state service tax. Other levies, if exemption by the respective state government, and supplies to the SAGE are zero rated, and the single window clearances is also there. Okay. Our next scheme is production link incentive scheme. This scheme is very important scheme presently, and this scheme is new sector and will assess the need for the course of a correction in the some sectors. So this was launched as a production link incentive scheme. You can see here drone components, medical device, auto and auto components, mobile electronics, pharma components, food products, textile, electronics, IT, solar photovoltaic, specialty steel area, white goods, pharma, telecom, and ACC batteries. So in this 14 areas, this PLI scheme was launched in 2020. First, it was introduced. It is special incentive scheme for production to the promote the manufacturing to multiple sector. The incentive linked to the performance of the organization, like government provide the incentive for the incremental sale. This is built on the foundation of the multiple sectors, like the outlay of the 1.97 lakh crore capability help to the create global champions. So transform India into the manufacturing hub for creating global champion, increase the investment in manufacturing innovation and achieve the self-reliance. Achieve the self-reliance and competitiveness in the domestic manufacturing sector. So strengthening the manufacturing sector and restructure करना है domestic manufacturing sector, and that is GDP का कितना 25%. Manufacturing sectors presently 25% of the GDP in the domestic manufacturing sector. So we just energize this sector for this PLI scheme. It can ensure the self-reliance. It can capital expenditure will be reduced. So implemented scheme will lead to the potential capital expenditure is 2.5 to 3 lakh crore. It will account 30 to 15% average annual investment. So investment will be 13 to 15%, and this per green investment will be there. 55% of the scheme is expected to be the green sector. So 55 scheme will be go for the green sector. Okay, now PLI for the IT and hardware scheme. So first, Ministry of Electronics means MIghty. You know about the MIghty, and that is launching the IT hardware scheme for enhancing India's manufacturing capability and export. Total production is 3.35 lakh crore, bring the additional investment of 2430 crore. Okay, in the electronic, and will lead to the generation of 75,000 additional jobs. So India's share in the global electronics, that is 1.2%, and 2 to 3.75%, that is presently India is contributing. Objective proposed the financial incentive to the boost the domestic manufacturing, take the large investment and value chain, and laptop, tablet, and the one PC, and the serves the ultra small from the factor. Now, period of the 6 year, it will budgetary outlay is 17 crore. An incentive as per the company shall be applicable on the net incremental sale. Okay. Now, next area is the semiconductor area. So government is decided to invite the new application for settling up semiconductor fabs and the display fab under the modified Semicon India program. So the ministry again the mighty is there, and that is launching this program 2021. Attractive incentive support for the companies and semiconductor fab, display fab, compound semiconductors and design. This is about the 6 years, and India's semiconductor mission, which is Digital India, MIghty, is designed for the nodal agency for the implementing this program. So semiconductor market is first market size is $64 billion. Okay, by 2026. So we are going to take $64 billion rupees by 2026. Chip manufacturing will also be there. 2000 chips are there. R&D is also there. Industry will be included electronics products and generated about the 2.5 billions US dollar. Okay, that is the R&D. 2.5 billion dollar of US, and the market size is 64 US billion dollar. Okay, by the 2026. So this is all about the manufacturing. Four schemes is the modified semiconductor Semicon India, that is modified scheme for the settling of semiconductor fab, modified for display fab, and the modified scheme for the compound semiconductor, silicon photonics sensor fab, and semiconductor fab, semiconductor OSAT facility, design linked incentive scheme, that is nurturing the 100 domestic companies of semiconductor significant semiconductor and the electronics products. Okay, so this is the major produce of the Taiwan is a world leader in the manufacturing of the microchip. So Taiwan is a world leader for the microchips. Okay, and 60% of the world's semiconductor is comes from the Taiwan. India's role is India is playing in the critical semiconductor technology and the companies to diversify the base from the China. So there's the India signed the India US Initiative Critical Emerging Technology ISET, that is India US Critical Technology deal. And India launched the India Semiconductor Mission, that is production linked incentive scheme for semiconductor. National Pharma Commission So this commission of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, so Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, that is draft National Pharmacy Commission, which is replaced the Pharma Act 1948. Existing with the National Pharmacy Commission, promote the national health for the goals, improving the access for the quality, affordable pharmaceutical, high quality pharmacy profession, equitable healthcare, grievance redressal, maintenance of the pharmacy in a register. That is presently came. Now pharma sector, there is the third largest. We are third largest in the pharma sector. Account 60% of the global vaccine production. We are producing the vaccine 60%. Generic drugs are there, vaccines, bulk drug, over the counter medicine, biosimilars, biologies, and contact research in the manufacturing. 70% of the WHO vaccine, which is diphtheria, pertussis, and the bacillus calmates, source in the India. And next one is Pharmacy Act, that was constituted with the aim of regulation of the pharmacy in India, standardization, uniform training and education. Pharmacy Council of India, which is working for the central council in the central government, and this specifies the constitution and function of the state pharmacy council. Okay, so what is the Pharmacy Council of India? It is Genesis established statutory body under the Pharmacy Act of 1948, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So health and family welfare and regulation of the pharmacy education and the practice of the pharmacy, educational standards of the uniform implementation, and the inception of the pharmacy institution. So this creation of a national pharmacy commission, regulate the standard for the government and pharmacy education, collaborate with the industry and institution, and exercise the appellate jurisdiction. And central government shall constitute the three boards, namely the pharmacy education, pharmacy assessment, and the rating boards, and the pharmacy ethics. Now next one is the national device policy. This policy was approved by the cabinet in that was 2023 medical device policy. Make India global leader in the manufacturing and innovation sector. Help medical device sector grow the $11 billion rupees to $50 billion rupees. Okay, and by 2030 facilitate the medical device sector to meet the public health objective, assess quality, affordability, innovation. India industry is currently fourth largest in the medical device. We are fourth largest in the medical device and third largest in the pharmacy. So after Japan, China, and South Korea. So Japan, China, and South Korea, all of three are very good in the medical device formation, but we are fourth largest. It has significant presence of the several multinational companies. 70 to 80% of the generated from the imported medical devices. Okay, now there is a regulatory streamline by the creation of single window clearances, enhancing the role of Indian standards BIS for designing the coherent pricing. Enabling infra means strengthening the large medical device park and clusters, infra facilities and economical zone, facilitate R&D, center of excellence in the academic research institution, plug and play infra, attracting investment in this sector, a series of funding from the venture capitalists and the PPP. Human resource development, that is Ministry of Skill and Development. Entrepreneurship is develop the partnership with the foreign academia, and the multidisciplinary courses are also there. Brand position and awareness is also there. Okay, so these all are related to the medical device. Now next is assistant to the medical device cluster. So scheme was launched with an strengthen the medical device cluster, providing financial assistance to the strengthen the establish the most testing laboratory for the medical devices. Scheme is under the Department of Pharmaceutical and Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer. So Department of Pharmaceuticals comes under the Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer, and tenure of the scheme is 2023 to 2026. So assistant for the common facility to strengthen the medical device cluster, creating the common infrastructure, strengthen the availability of the medical device laboratories. Support is 70% approved projects given, and for the Himalaya Northeastern 20 crore rupees and 90% of the support is given by the central government. Support will be 70% approved by the testing facility, and that is 5 crore rupees almost, and for the Northeastern 90% and 5 crore rupees. Okay, so these are the support provided by the central government. So this we just discussed about the manufacturing sector and PLI scheme. Okay, so that was the important thing, mining, manufacturing, and the PLI and SAGE Act. So this was today's topic.